The trademark Fable franchise is known for open-world exploration, simple yet satisfying combat, and numerous good or evil choices that shape your character as you see fit. Lionhead Studios looks to spin off that experience into an Xbox Live Arcade title, offering a 2D take on the expansive world of Albion. But does this hack-and-slash side-scroller live up to the Fable name, or does it tarnish the iconic experience? Despite an established lore, Fable Heroes has no story. There's no dialogue or cinematic cutscenes to introduce anything. You simply pick from one of 4 default heroes and drop into familiar worlds. Fans of Fable will be quick to recognize the hero doll-inspired characters and locations from previous games, but there's little reason behind all the adorable bloodshed. Visually, the overall detail of the character models and environments feels mundane, but the toy-influenced ambiance works well for the game. Cartoonish figures explode into coins, and hobs with Santa hats will blatantly charge towards your swings. The childlike style melds with the upbeat soundtrack, giving that feeling you're playing through a Saturday morning cartoon. Fable Heroes is simple to pick up and even simpler to master. Like all classic side-scrollers, you navigate a map from stage to stage, making your way through waves of mobs towards your goal. There's one button for a regular attack, one for a charged attack, one to dodge, and one area attack at the expense of a bit of health. You also find chests that contain random power-ups to help or hurt your cause. Enemies range from hobs to balverines, but each one acts exactly like its predecessor. There's no real tactical approach besides gauging how much health you have available for your area attacks, and dodging completely nullifies any damage that can come your way. Though the purpose of a side-scroller is the simplicity of blatantly hitting an enemy in the face until they die, after leveling up and bringing a few friends along, even on the hardest difficulty, Fable Heroes is laughably easy. In each level, you collect large sums of currency which add up to dice rolls. These are carried over to leveling your character. You roll the dice, which can land on a square that pertains to either combat, specific enemy types, or a rate on how much currency you gain from killing monsters. You can purchase one ability per turn and have the potential to teleport around to different squares to save your turn for later. It's an interesting way to level up, but the money soon becomes plentiful, and trying to land on one space that has an ability you need is reminiscent of never landing on Boardwalk in Monopoly. Fable has always been about choice, and there's an extremely dumbed-down version offered in this title. Near the end of each stage, you must decide to travel down one of 2 paths. One will always lead to a boss fight, in which a large monster stays rooted to the ground, repeating the exact same pattern by continually smashing an area and spawning minions. The other option is always a minigame, and even these usually involve smashing a button repeatedly or rolling around in an arena trying not to die. Whatever the choice, you end up with an anticlimactic close to each level. The friendly AI in the game border somewhere between completely idiotic and blatant jerks as they run gleefully into a boss's attack and steal all the health they can find when you're one sliver away from death. Needless to say, Fable Heroes is a better experience with 3 fellow human counterparts, and luckily the game does offer a drop-in, drop-out local multiplayer in addition to Xbox Live option. Though the hosted sessions can be fairly laggy depending on the game, you'll be glad you have someone competent at your side who isn't nabbing coins behind your back. There's a harder difficulty, stage medal with leaderboards, and Dark Albion feature that makes the few levels offered a bit more challenging, but it's not enough to save Fable Heroes. The boring gameplay and uninspiring level design makes the game tolerable at best for even the most die-hard of Fable fans. If anything, I found myself wanting to play Fable 3, just so I could remember what fun I actually had with the franchise. A few years ago, this could have been a decent spin-off, but compared to other games out there, these are the lamest heroes ever.